What is going on, everyone? Welcome back. If you just finished Beef Season 2 and you're sitting there staring at the ceiling trying to process what just happened, same. That finale was a gut punch wrapped in dark comedy, and there is a lot to unpack. Today we're breaking down the entire ending, what each character's fate actually means, and why that final shot is one of the most deliberately crafted closing images in recent TV history. Massive spoilers from here on out, so if you haven't finished the season, pause this, go watch it, and come back. Alright, let's get into it. Season 2 follows two couples whose lives crash into each other in the worst possible way. Josh and Lindsay Martin are the golden couple of Monte Vista Point Country Club. Polished, powerful, envied by everyone around them. Ashley and Austin are young, broke, newly engaged employees just trying to get by. One night, Ashley and Austin show up at Josh's house to drop off a forgotten wallet. Through the window, they catch Josh and Lindsay in a full-blown violent argument. Golf clubs swinging, years of resentment exploding. Ashley films it, and that video becomes the spark that lights the whole thing on fire. Ashley uses the footage to blackmail Josh into a promotion. Josh retaliates by pulling Ashley into an embezzlement scheme, using her as cover. The club's billionaire owner, Chairwoman Park, discovers the stolen money, and instead of shutting it down, she funnels it to cover up something far darker. Her husband accidentally killed a patient during surgery. So now everyone is tangled up in a conspiracy that goes way beyond petty workplace grudges. It escalates. Fake credentials, more stolen money, a dead dog, medical emergencies, and eventually Josh survives a literal assassination attempt. A fake Tinder date that turns out to be a Korean agent sent to kill him. He stabs the guy, panics, and gets on a private jet to Seoul. Everyone ends up in South Korea, and that is where everything falls apart and comes together at the same time. The final episode forces every character to face the same core question. Do you fight back, or do you fold and go back to the life you had? Lindsay had been holding onto a phone containing evidence that could expose Chairwoman Park. Before landing in Seoul, she flushes it down the airplane toilet. That one act of fear removes the one weapon they had. By the time they're on Korean soil, they are completely exposed and operating without a safety net. The confrontation with Chairwoman Park confirms what we suspected all season. She is not just ruthless, she is untouchable. She has the resources, the connections, and the willingness to eliminate anyone who threatens her. Our characters are completely outmatched, and so, one by one, they make their choices. Austin gets the most pivotal choice of the finale. He has a genuine way out. A chance to go public, expose the chairwoman, and build something real with Eunice, Park's assistant, who fell for him and was ready to go to the authorities. He turns around. He goes back to Ashley. He stays quiet. He lets Park walk. To understand why, you have to look at Austin's backstory. He grew up in a physically abusive household. Years of that kind of environment wire a person to survive through compliance rather than confrontation. Making waves has never felt like an option for him. It has always felt like a threat. So when the moment comes to blow everything up and rebuild from scratch, his instinct is to protect himself by shrinking back into the familiar, even when the familiar is toxic. That decision almost certainly destroys Eunice. She was ready to meet him, go to the police, and take a real stand. When Austin doesn't show, she is left completely exposed with no backup and no evidence. Chairwoman Park has shown all season that she eliminates threats without hesitation. Eunice fits that profile perfectly, and the show never shows or mentions her again after this moment. The silence speaks for itself. Josh ends up in prison, 8 years for embezzlement. No dramatic last act, no redemption moment, just the weight of every bad decision he made finally landing on him at once. He thought he was playing the game smarter than everyone else, and it cost him a decade of his life. Lindsay does something neither Josh nor Ashley nor Austin manages to do. She actually leaves. She rebuilds her life in the UK, starts over, and keeps her distance from everything Monte Vista represented. She checks in on Josh from afar, from the comfort of a new life in a British country home. They do not reunite. Whatever existed between them has been completely burned away. Of all the characters, Lindsay is the only one who genuinely escapes. Here is where the finale becomes something truly special. The show jumps 8 years into the future. We're back at Monte Vista Point Country Club. There's a fundraiser happening. A well-dressed, polished couple stands at the podium, delivering a charming, well-received speech. The crowd loves them. It's Ashley and Austin. They have taken over completely. Ashley is the new general manager. Austin runs the wellness center. They have a child. From the outside, they are the new power couple of the club, the new Josh and Lindsay, right down to the social performance and the practice smiles, and then they get in the car. The mask comes off immediately. The tension is instant. The passive aggression, the distance, the unspoken resentment, it's all still there, simmering exactly the way it was for Josh and Lindsay 8 years earlier. Nothing has changed. They just moved into the roles that were vacated. The younger generation didn't defeat the older one. They inherited its dysfunction and made it their own. The very last image of the season is the most intentional thing the show does. The camera pulls back and slowly rotates above separate vignettes of all the characters. Ashley and Austin in their chairs, Josh and Lindsay still caught in old arguments, Troy and Ava going through their familiar motions. Dialogue from earlier in the season layers over everything like echoes, and Phoenix plays over the top of it all, singing about endings that are also beginnings. This image is a direct visual reference to Samsara paintings from Buddhist and Hindu tradition. Samsara is the concept of the endless cycle: life, death, suffering, rebirth, and back again. The god of death watches over the whole thing. Nobody escapes the wheel. They just keep spinning through it. Creator Lee Sung-jin has said this was the closing image the season needed. Not a villain behind bars, not a hero walking free. Just the wheel, still turning with new faces in the same old positions. Beef Season 2 is not really about the beef. It never was. The arguments, the blackmail, the assassination attempts, all of that is just the surface. What the show is really about is how resistant people are to actual change. Ashley and Austin had every opportunity to choose differently. They saw exactly what Josh and Lindsay's life looked like from the inside. The misery, the performance, the rot beneath the surface. And they chose it anyway. Because status, familiarity, and the illusion of winning felt safer than genuine transformation, the chairwoman gets away. Josh pays the price. Lindsay escapes. And Ashley and Austin step into the exact trap they once watched from the outside. The beef gets inherited. The cycle continues. And somewhere in that wheel, a new wallet is about to get left behind. That is the full Beef Season 2 ending, broken down. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Do you think Austin made the right call? Could there be a Season 3? And most importantly, did anyone actually win? Like the video if this helped, subscribe if you're new, and I'll catch you in the next one.